I got my first job in Johannesburg. I was excited as fuck. I couldn't believe I got a job without a degree. I dropped out of college, by the way. Yeah, my ancestors were like,
No way.
Mind you, I already knew I wasn't supposed to be there. I was just forcing matters. So I moved to Johannesburg. So she sees my post on Facebook. She's like, hey, if you want someone to sort of, what's the word called, orientate you, show you where everything is, I live in Braamfontein. I was like, you know what, okay. I don't really know a lot of people. Most of the people I knew in Joburg were like really well-off people, and I wasn't on that level yet. So it was nice to have someone who was still on my level. But before I go to Joburg, let's laugh. Bonnie, let me block you because you're forward. Do not ever tell me what to do. Don't know me. I don't know you. What makes you think you can tell me what to do? You didn't even gift me. Now you're telling me to finish the story. We are pap. Now you are blocked. We are pap. One thing, I do want to go diving in Chennai. That's where I'm scared. Oh, I'm never coming out of there. I would never come back from Chennai. 2:45 a.m., honey. There's more. Wait, I'm coming. You're rushing. I'm coming. I'm even scared to describe the snake. I might when I get to Joburg. So the python was being fed the rats. No. What do rats do for us? The white ones. But they're fine with the rich eating mermaids. Say no more. No, they're not crazy. The politicians are building the house because they want to gain. Not only that, they believe it. The politicians know it's real. They know it's real. I want to see the mermaid. You can't, unfortunately. That's how it works. There I am, going to Bram. So in Bram, those apartment buildings that look like Tom's in Pretoria, there's a bunch of them. They're all the same, right? They're all run by the same company. So that's where she stayed. Now I have to draw again. Hey, my dog. So this is the entrance. When you come in, this one was different. It was very small. The TV was behind the door, and here she had umsamo. It's the first thing that I noticed when I came there. Bedroom. Okay, I remember that. There was a bedroom here. It was open plan. Bathroom was here. Okay, excuse my proportions. This was the kitchen/lounge place. Are we together? Entranceway. This is like the couch would be here. Night TV. This is the altar. This is the kitchen section. This is the bedroom. And this is the bathroom. On the altar is stacks of cash. I'm like, bro, what is going on here? She's like, no, those are offerings from consultations. There's money and candles. Lapaya. To be honest with you, I can't remember what else was there. If I think back, I remember it was a grass mat. There was a white cloth on top of that. There was a bunch of candles. There was money. Oh yes, gogo koniskupu. Koniskupu. There was a bottle of brandy and a menorah. Yes, those Jewish candles. Okay. We didn't go out that night. We ate out. Alright, so we went out for food. I was still pretty tired from like traveling from KZN and all that. Went to sleep. Oh, came back, showered, went to sleep. Yes, I don't even know what to say at this point. I genuinely don't know what to say. Okay, so we're sleeping in the bed. This bed was in the middle. Okay, but I was sleeping on the side. Yeah, the bed was in the middle. I remember because when I came out the bed, there was a gap. Yes, so the bed was in the middle. I feel something in the bed. Initially, I think, shit, did I wet the bed? Then I'm like, no, this thing is moving. And this thing is cold. So I lift up the duvet. When I step out the bed, right, I put my legs out to put on the ground to run the fuck away. This nigga blows powder in my face. I don't know how I remember, because you're not supposed to remember. And I pass out. I'm gonna go ahead and guess it was at 2:45. I never got the chance to check my time. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it was at 2:45. So when I get up during sunrise, I'm like, okay, she is banking on the fact that I don't remember. I need to know what the fuck I saw. I need to know what the fuck is happening here. So I'm gonna pretend nothing happened. I need to prove to myself that I'm not like certifiably insane, because what in the whole fuck is going on? She says to me, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "You were talking in your sleep last night." I'm like, "Oh, Kasam, what did I say?" She's like, "You said you saw something in the bed." What do you mean? She's like, "Yeah, no, you said you saw something in the bed." Probably just dreaming. Alright? But I could see how she was looking at me. She knew. Once I have an ancestral calling. That's the thing though. Everyone who was here last night, I told you, my superpower is playing dumb. I love to play dumb. Oh, it's so much fun. So I played dumb. That day we went to see Lerato. She was staying in Honey. She married a rich man. Yeah, she was married to a rich man. We visit her, we come back. I'm like, okay, sharp. Tonight is the night. Yeah. I tell my bestie to call me at 2:30 a.m. Right? I put my phone on vibrate. Chomi calls me at 2:30. Drop the call, I text her. I'm like, I'm lay in the bed. While I'm laying in the bed, it's a very small apartment, right? If you know Tom's apartments, you know. I can hear noise coming from here. I can hear noise coming from here. So I'm like, okay, it's still 2:30. I have time. I go to the bathroom. Right? So she can hear I'm going to the bathroom. When I come out the bathroom, I dash to go get water. When I dash to go get water, Sami, it's a group of mice squeezing in between the door crack, going to the altar, dropping off money that they're carrying in their mouths and going out again. Please don't ask me to explain. I saw what I saw. I saw what I saw. If you've ever lived Elokshini and you see, like Alexander Rats, when they've stolen something, they had the money in their mouths like that. They would drop it off here and go out again through the crack in the door. I go back to the bed. She's not moving. She's so still is what shook me. I get in the bed. On my feet, I feel something cold. Licking my toes. Look at the clock and it's 2:45. So I'm like, my heart starts beating, obviously. Like, I'm not impenetrable. My heart starts beating because I am awake today, Sanwasami. My eyes are very much open. Licks my toes, slides up my leg. This time, I'm like, I'm not peeking. I quickly unlock my phone to get the light on. I open the bed. A whole black and yellow python in the bed. In the bed. Obviously now, she knows I know. Yeah, she doesn't have a chance to blow anything in my face this time. So again, she says to me, I'll explain to you in the morning. I said, sis, there is a reptile in your apartment licking on me. I want to go home. She's like, please don't tell anyone. I'm like, what is going the fuck on, please? If you want me to not tell anybody, tell me what's going on. She says to me, in her family, on her dad's side of the family, Bathwele, obviously, Bathwele ngubamlambo. He gives them money, he gives them whatever positions they want. Mind you, remember she's in Joburg in an apartment. Some of us were still just trying to figure things out. She's already got a job. She graduated with flying colors, even though she was an average student. Mom is yeah, she already has a job. She was engaged to be married for the first time. Honey, we just started working. So she says to me, okay, Bathwele, and what it is that happens is she used to call him Ubaba. Ubaba loves my female friends. So I'm like, you invite us to your house and you don't tell us, hey, I have a situation like this. That means you're finna sacrifice me to your things. Plus I have an ancestral calling. So this girl, the whole time, she's plotting to feed me to her things. These things are licking my toes. I can still remember what it feels like. And I remember, I think the reason why I wasn't that scared was because I could feel. I know it's a snake, but it's not giving like real, actual python. It almost feels like it's a person trapped in that thing. Bro, I called. Hey! There was another friend of ours. Hey! I was like, nigga, come fetch me. I can't deal with this girl anymore. I can't do it. I forgot one of my handbags there that night. So 3 years later is how I actually ended up seeing her, because I wanted that handbag. It was brand new. When I went to fetch my handbag, she was on husband number 2, a vendor man. It made no sense why they were even together. But he was very, very wealthy. Another thing to note, she never aged. Never aged. My bravery is out of this world. Ingan. Honey, my forehead is not big for free. It's to store inkani. Here. Yes. Thanks. Yo, Tostosia Pela, right? Drag me. What's up? Cash from the Reds, 100%. In Msinga, you can purchase those rents. Yes, you can. Very expensive, but you can. Biggest clients are pastors. Before I read your drag comments, let me snitch. Some of us, right, let me include myself, yeah, for the drama, are married to mermen. Y'all see these hands going to the river. They take the content, right, during the day. Oh, it's me, mermaid with my pink hair, my body, so sexy, delicious, yeah. When the sun sets, they climb in that water and they're having BAPS sessions with the mermaids that they're married to. Please don't ask me how human beings and mermaids get it on. I don't know, but I know they do. They've come to me to ask for advice. Don't ask me what they have to do in exchange. Always at 2:45. Excuse me. Oh shit, what I didn't mention is, y'all remember the grandfather in the chair? When I looked at the python in the bed, they had the same eyes. Yep. You know, generally pythons have beady eyes. There's no expression, there's no nothing. Honey, those eyes had seen things. So, you could say I was having a schizophrenic episode, a psychotic episode. However, she's a witness. She was there. Yes, she was. And it happened more than once. So I know I'm not imagining it. At the time, I don't think I had a phone with recording capability. We were still doing polyphonic things. Only then were smartphones starting to become a thing. I didn't have no iPhone money, honey. It was my first job, okay? Honestly, let me judge myself. The fact that I went to sleep there again. The fact that I spent a whole next day acting like nothing happened. That's how I know I'm definitely crazy. But I love my brand of crazy personally. So he liked licking toes. We are papa. Honey, he was fixing to chow me. Yes, they don't eat you head first. They start on the bottom while you're sleeping. Yes, taste test. As soon as they said, we need you to not be here, I should have packed my things and left. I forgot to mention, by the time, bro, every milestone in our friendship, there was a new nigga. And it would never make sense why the previous relationship ended. But you would just not see these niggas anymore. Don't forget what I said, by the way. She has been divorced 3 times. The husband that I met was the first one and the second one. The first one I met at the wedding, I was there. I've never seen him ever since then. The second one was the vendor man that I met when I went to get my handbag. They bought it for me at work, actually. I've never seen him since then. I wouldn't be shocked to find out she's married again now. In Zim, in spiritual space, we are taught not to kill snakes because they carry ancestors. 100% correct. The catch being Koko, witch ancestors. Because we all think all ancestors are good. There you go, Sam. Only pythons. Gondia, not necessarily. We also have what is called Umajola in the Xhosa nation. That's an ancestral snake. Green mamba for us is also an ancestral snake. There is, I can't remember what it's called in English, but Tina, we call it, there's a black and green striped snake. Yeah, that's the configuration for my first set of beads. That's an ancestral snake. Wrinkles, imfezi, and a cobra is also an ancestral snake. Just depends on which clan you are and the context. You always went back to your friend. Ngathi yimi when I go back to the guy showing me flame. Sinjalo veletin. Our love runs that deep. Even when we can see, boy, lo muntu uzombulala. This nigga's finna kill me. Yeah. Until you get to my stage and then you're like, it's like. So the old man wasn't her grandfather. The old man was a representation of whoever in their lineage made the deal. He is the one who made the deal. Remember, I keep telling y'all, the big boss himself will never show up. He always sends his minions. I will keep saying this to you until you get it in your head. The big boss will never show up themselves. They always send minions. Therefore, if you think you have an ancestral calling and you are seeing big time deities, either you're being trapped into something or you are misunderstanding what your calling is about, or you may actually have schizophrenia. The thing, Ngeswalo, is you are indebted for eternity. No, that's right. So it's her kids. And when you marry into that, automatically, sweetie, your food. Those of you who are obsessed with marrying witches. Food. Oh, speaking of witches, how many times did Kim Kardashian get married? How many of those people are still successful? Food. Mkulu does not chase these men away. Great question. That means that Mkulu was gay as hell. Yes, he wanted to eat the boys. Eat the boys. Eat the boys. That's why he was still just playing with me. Honey, if he wanted me, he would have eaten me on day 1. He was just like, I like this one. He probably siphoned a few things off me, but he never wanted to eat me. Also, my ancestors could never let that happen. Child, when you read the book and you read the things I've survived, you'll finally believe when I say I should have died long ago. How old was she on her third divorce? I was 28, so she must have been about 30. Quick side quest. In second year for biology, we had to go to a beach. It was just past Espingo. And you know Espingo is huge ancestral ground. Durban kids, am I lying? It's one of the only areas in Durban where the white people failed to take over. That's why that beach belongs to black people. So we went just past Espingo. We had to go and check the diversity at low tide, at mid tide, and at high tide. Baby, we got there at low tide. We got there at 1 p.m. The tide was supposed to come in at 3 p.m. As soon as I stepped into that rock pool, water just started trickling in. I swear to God, the next thing I knew, I was fighting for my life. Out of nowhere. And that part of where we were looking, it's the one with the rocks and shit. Yeah, I was almost gone, same time. So I don't play with the ocean too much. Oh, it gets better. Y'all have seen my content from when I went to the beach here. There's a beach here in Trinidad called Maracas. I went there for the first time. I put a coin in the water, but I didn't wear ipai, which I was supposed to do. What happened? A whole bunch of jellyfish popped up. Exactly where we were. I didn't know they were there. There was a group of kids next to us. I heard a child crying, and then I just see people dashing to the shore. I'm like, what's going on over here? Mangieti, now I'm also feeling electricity on my legs. When I look around, oh shit, it's jellyfish everywhere. It was my first time being stung by a jellyfish. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. Why do witches always want to be friends with gifted people? Questions we need answered. It's not gonna be me though. I know for the most part, it's what I said about Kim. They want to eat what you have. Yes, there was something under the bed that was making the bed shake. I even forgot to go back. Yes. Love to see it. Y'all are saying that the witches feed off of your gift. Yes, but more than your gift necessarily, it's your empathy that they want. Yeah, healers come with empathy. In the dark realm, empathy is food. Yes, a pure heart is food. Hence, they always want virgins and shit. The purer someone or something is, they are food. Yes, that aunt and that grandmother that can't stand your mom by the in-laws, it's a witch. I'm upsetting you to the point where you want to cause fights. It means something about me is triggering something in you. Nothing wrong with the darkness. The darkness can teach you a lot, but it's the dirt that then resides in the darkness. You shouldn't stay in the darkness long enough to pick up the dirt. That's when your problems start. What's that saying? If you stay too long into the abyss doesn't just step back. It's going to bitch slap you and drop kick you and then trap you in there forever. So those are